I'm the Vice President of Marketing responsible for network systems, which covers our routing, switching, network management, and software, as well as for our security products. Typically, you find a lot of vendors like to stand up and say what we're doing is green, what we're developing is green. At Cisco, we really put our innovations to develop products that actually pass third-party tests to validate this. Our preference isn't to stand up and say our products are green. Our preference is to have someone else test them relative to other competitive products in the market. And based on that, that's exactly what happened. So Meyercom is a very well-known industry testing vendor out there, and what they do is they do a lot of competitive benchmarks of all the different products, and they're a very unbiased third-party tester, and they actually put in a test bed across all of the different switches in the industry, some of the leading switches out there, and what they put it through a rigorous set of tests to look at power efficiency, operations, extended life services, all of those things, and based on that, they awarded the Cisco Catalyst switches the Green Certified Award, which is we're very proud of because this is our very, we're the only vendor that has received this award yet from them. So we're very pleased with that.
And you can look at me.
I'm sorry.
No.
Is this a video blog or?
Yes. So you can look at me.
Yeah, did you edit any of it? Or
yes.
Oh, thank goodness, because I feel like I did a lot of
No worries.
I don't know. Sometimes when in the studios they say to look in the camera, but I never know. I'll look at you.
Yeah, look, it's better because it feels it feels more human.
Okay, no problem. Sorry about that.
No.
If you want to repeat that one, I can do it again. I don't mind.
C'est parfait.
I have plenty of time, so okay.
So, how did Cisco? What did Cisco do to actually make those router more green? Is it a better power switch? Is it maybe something in the protocols? So tell us a little bit more how
it's really a decision from an engineering standpoint to make power efficiency and power consumption be very important from the design. So you can't overnight say, okay, our switches are going to be green just because I think it is, but instead our engineers this has been a mandate for Cisco for some time. We're very energy conscious, and so our engineers, when they do their designs, they actually design and build for that. In fact, recently we hired a VP of green engineering at Cisco, a gentleman by the name of Paul Marcoux, who's really overlooking all of our development to ensure that this kind of mentality, that this kind of thinking is in place. So a couple of things in terms of creating and building and designing for better power efficiency is one. Two is we have embedded into our switches this concept of intelligent power management. So we've developed some protocols that can sense, for example, so if you're putting an IP phone next to be powered from PoE off a switch, it can sense exactly what wattage is needed, and that's what it delivers to it. So what that then means is for your switch, you can optimize and maximize that investment because you could potentially power more items because of intelligent power management. If you're powering more, it means you don't need yet another switch. You can leverage the same switch. The other thing to consider is for whatever wattage is consumed by a switch, there's also the additional energy expenditure of cooling that has to happen as a result of that. And usually that's about 1.5 times the actual energy consumption that you need to power a switch. So whenever you bring down that power efficiency, it has a multiplier effect as well because you're then saving in the cooling, so that it just multiplies across the board. Many of our product lines you can sit there and say from the get-go are already eco-friendly. So if you think about telepresence, that alone, the amount of savings it's generating from travel, from the carbon footprint of airplanes that's being used, that's pretty tremendous. If you look at the capabilities we enable with telecommuting, again, that's saving anybody from getting on the road and having to drive into work. That's also very eco-friendly. If you're looking just purely in terms of the power draw on each and every component, that's going to be an ongoing journey of innovation. We build that into our design from the get-go, so it's something that we're going to always be optimizing on. There is no, it'll be optimized as with every innovation that occurs. But it's definitely a key focus for us, and it's something that we're looking for our engineers to continue to develop and innovate around. A New York financial company, and they invested $4 million to outfit all their branch locations with telepresence. And in their first year, they were able to generate $40 million of savings. The reason for that is not so much the savings in travel, but now their bankers can actually broker many more deals. So the productivity of a banker, if you think about it, when you're striking a deal, a merger and acquisition, or just even doing some sort of financing, the travel involved to bring the key players together, the lawyers, the financiers, etc., to get that scheduled and have them all meet. Typically it was always done face to face. Now they could actually do it around the globe in multiple locations, and they could schedule multiple of these events in a given day, as opposed to having to use up the whole day to travel. And all of these people have their own jets, but even then it's still very time consuming. With telepresence, they're actually, one, they save, going back to the green effect, they're not traveling. Two, they're able to be much more productive, so they could do many more deals. And so the net result for this global financial firm is that they were able to realize $40 million in savings as a result of this. Depending on the business model, so it's anywhere from 2x to 20x. So it just depends on, these, what we showcased to you were actual customers. And so in the financial one, yes, it was a 10x, but there are some situations where it is much more than that. Like the Adena Healthcare one that you heard about was a higher ROI, for example, just because of the medical health expenses in North America.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mary.